I would give some diode mode measurements as well as some voltage measurements for anybody working on these, because there's no information on these yet. So I'm just gonna give some random measurements. Hopefully they're useful to you if you're working on one of these. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's zoom in. So we have this coil right here, 0.385. This little coil right here, 0.352. Two coils down here, 0.083, 0.085. This capacitor bank, which I think is the PP bus G3H, 0.485. And then this one here was measuring 5 volts, I think, earlier, 0.591. 3 coils here, 0.350, 0.350, and 0.350. And then there's a little coil right here, 0.476. There's a capacitor right here, 0.519. Current sense resistor is probably the same as the coil, 0.484. Battery charge coil, 0.495. I'm not gonna go into these ones a lot because these are kind of hard to measure and I don't really want to screw too much with this thing right now. This big coil right here, 0.412. Capacitor bank next to it, 0.593. So let me do my best to give you some of the measurements I find here. I'm just going to do these little test pads. That's ground. And I apologize for the shaky video. 0.118. That's ground or something low there. 0.004. Same thing here. Am I just measuring grounding points or is that the CPU? 0.004. 0.023. Wait, was that? Okay, this one right here is 0.087. I need to pay attention. I wish I could measure these coils easier so I can actually measure the coil itself. 0.024. 0.016. 0.016, 0.569, 0.024, 0.016, 0.016, 0.215, 0.279, 0.255, 0.569, 0.016, 0.016, 0.016. So yeah, I know sometimes you really need some of these, but I can't really go into too much detail right now because I just want to get this to the customer already. Over here you have this little coil, 0.411, 0.293. Over here there's a capacitor bank, 0.349, 0.320, 0.320. All right, so let's do some voltage measurements. And I have to be very careful. I'm not going to give you the most detailed voltage measurements because I don't want to accidentally short out something that belongs to a customer while I'm trying to get info for this video. But at least you will know where some of the main rails are or whatever. Put the shield back. I mean, the actual voltage rails, of course, are pretty much the same, but I don't know where the locations are on this. PP bus G3H. I think on some of these newer ones, it's called PP bus AON. So let's see. Let's take some voltage measurements. So this little coil right here, measuring 0 volts at the moment. This fuse right here, 19.72. This coil right here, 3.29. These coils right here, 0 volts at the moment, 0 volts. This coil right here is the battery, 11.69. That's because my battery is charging right now. PP bus G3H or PP bus AON, 11.71. Again, because the battery is charging right now. Normally that might have to measure like 12 to 13 volts when the battery's not connected. This is a 5 volt rail, I believe. Oh no, this was measuring 5 volts earlier because that was just the measurement coming from the USB-C charger. So right now it's measuring 19.70. These coils right here, 3.79, 3.79, 3.79. This guy right here, 6.38, 5.2 right here on this little diode, 5.2 on this coil, and right now I'm measuring nothing on this coil. Let me go back to these guys. Yeah, still 0 at the moment. But okay, I'm not gonna mess with this anymore. Hopefully those are some useful measurements for you. I just noticed that there's another little IC right here that I did not take diode mode measurements on. Sorry to deprive you of that. I just am scared to short something out at the moment. Against my better judgment, I've decided to try and give you a few more diode measurements on this little IC right here. So I'm going to use the test pads again. 0.260, 0.288, 304, 0.304, 0.341, 0.375, 0.263, 0.265, 0.060, 0.060, 0.060, 0.060, 0.060, 0.060, 0.065, 0.556, and 0.560. Okay, so there you go.